Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
I will.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We were all going to do a Doctor Who podcast. We were all going to talk about Tom Baker in Survival.
I'm not sure I can after that. I'm just really confused now.
Good evening, good morning, good whatever time it is where you are. My name's Barry Williams, and you're listening to Time Ram. If you didn't already know that, we are a Doctor Who podcast, which takes 300 and, is it 8 or 9 or 12 stories of Doctor Who now?
No.
And we mix them between 15 different doctors. Joining me in this task is Mr. Paul Ferry.
Meow.
Good. And Mr. Rupert Booth. What?
We didn't get
Purred.
that at all, whatever.
Oh, I purred.
Hmm?
I purred.
You
I went,
purred. Oh, did you? We did.
Purred.
We got nothing there. Nothing.
Typical of my fucking life. I purr and I
We
get
got
nothing.
nothing. We got nothing here.
Got nothing.
It's the Zoom noise gate. It won't let me turn it off.
Yeah.
It'll work
Well,
out.
I'll go yowl instead then. Yowl.
Good. Welcome, gentlemen.
I'm calling that yowl Peter, so it's Peter Yowl.
Good.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
I haven't got much, clearly.
I noticed that on the last one I was editing, Roop, you did a noise like the TARDIS console from the 80s when they're landing, and it just nothing picked up.
Just zero. Yeah. Yeah.
A noise gate, or does Zoom hate me?
I think it's a noise gate.
I think
I
it
think
is a
Zoom
noise
hates
gate.
me.
It is in the settings there. I've tried adjusting it. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Well, if you ever need me to send a purr down the line by separate methods, then that's fine. That sounds really bad. Forget I said that.
Yes.
Record a purr for us. Yeah. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll record a purr.
Good.
If you want a purr sent down the line, contact Roop on 0800.
Your mansion house needs purring. Just go. No, forget it.
000 PURR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that work?
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Surviving in the 21st century, as usual.
Survival.
Survival. Yes, Survival. Previously starring Sylvester McCoy.
Yes.
Now starring Tom Baker, obviously.
It's so designed to star Sylvester McCoy
Mm.
Yes.
in every single way. Every single Doctor moment in this, I was just going, "Oh God, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that either." Yeah.
I mean, it does have
Yeah.
Anthony Ainley in it, so it's got that.
Yes.
Hurrah! Well,
He's,
that'll save us.
he's good.
Yeah.
He's in
It's only
place.
Tom Baker's last story. It's not like it's important or anything.
This is everything Chris Pidmey's been building up to.
Yeah.
Oh, so the cats are maths
Yeah.
in waves.
This is kind of going to be his first, Ainley's first full story as the Master,
It
as
is.
opposed to being his last
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
story as the Master.
it's got entropy tearing this alien world apart, so...
It has. I noticed that. Yeah.
So,
I'd like to say that Ainley's performance developed over the years, but I kind of think he's exactly the same.
You see, I thought he was doing well on the bit until we get to episode 3, and then he wasn't
Then he wasn't
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So excellent. We've got a bit of a problem today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an easy one.
No.
Tonally, the whole thing is so different to a Tom story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much a Seventh Doctor story.
Yeah.
And all the better for it, I think, in terms of what it is. Now, I was surprised. I really enjoyed watching it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah.
Great script. It's a really good script.
Yeah, it's so nicely put together. It's got all its themes in place that it's kind of, commenting on, and they're building. They build to the story,
without prophetizing as well. Absolutely. I again, as always, I felt a bit let down by the late 80s OB. I just don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, my God, if this was shot on 16mm,
Mm.
it would be amazing.
It's astonishing how cheap some of that stuff that's been shot in a suburb looks.
It does look like fan films.
It looks like fan films,
we were doing 5 years later.
Yeah.
And it's kind of depressing to think it was only about 5 years later or less than.
Yeah.
But it's better tape quality, but really it does look really cheap, which is a shame. Which is a shame. It lets the script down.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I watched. I imagine you two probably did as well. I watched it on the Blu-ray.
I didn't actually. I watched it on iPlayer.
Well, again, that'll be a nicely cleaned up copy. But I remember the McCoy stories being on like UK Gold or something, and like the quality was appalling.
They were grainy as hell.
Grainy as hell, yeah.
That's like 5 tapes down from the original, though. I mean, there was no quality control in that sort of way in those days.
Yeah. The 1 inch.
I remember having a recording. Yeah, I remember having a recording of the Happiness Patrol from UK Gold, and it looked worse than some of the pirate videos that I'd got years earlier.
So for the Blu-rays, have they gone back to the original footage where they can and just?
Well, there's no footage for this. There's bizarrely, there's this bit of footage. There's one tape that was telerecorded onto black and white film, presumably as a clerical error. So there's 2. It's funny. Season 25 has got a lot more surviving footage than season 26. So Survival has a compilation of outtakes, probably made at the time, and one tape's worth, 50 minutes worth of telerecorded black and white 16mm footage, which is kind of I find that lovely, considering that's what we have the very first episode in. Typical bloody why they were still making black and white telerecordings in 1989, I have no idea.
Why would you do that?
Why they had I know what, unless I suppose you were doing a cut and copy into a film thing that was mixing film and video but going on that makes no sense. I have no answer, but there it is on the Blu-ray. And it's bizarre because it's got because it's clearly a telerecording, but it's got time code at the top and stuff like that, which is very 80s. It's a weird one. It's really how very BBC. How very BBC. How very BBC. Lily White telerecording. Or technically film recording, if anyone's been seedy about it.
Okay. The other issue we've got obviously is companions.
Oh God.
Yes.
Because
I mean, is it Adric?
It's Adric and
getting the eyes
Tegan
and going, I'm liking feeling like this.
Nissa.
I want this.
I had a thought about this. I thought, can we get away with, because it's Tegan's first story.
I suppose so, yeah. So we could introduce Tegan.
So can we get away with not introducing Tegan and just having her come in whatever Davison's first story is, which we haven't done yet?
We haven't done Davison's first story yet, so yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
And
I wondered about Nissa.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think you could get away with Nissa and Adric doing the Ace part, and then
doing the what?
It's probably Adric.
I don't think we can get away with this in any way at all. I cannot see the companions working without being clutched in with a hammer. Because so I thought Nissa, because okay, we're going to be fucked up by Keeper of Traken being a Hartnell story, obviously. So
Yeah.
we'll actually have to come back 20 years later, but that's fine. That's fine. It's time round. Um,
Well,
and
we did that. We did keep the Keeper of Traken as a Hartnell story.
did we?
Yeah, we introduced Dodo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
how do we get around that then?
Well, I mean, Nissa gets introduced in something else.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just do it like the Gopolis. This suddenly just rocks up somewhere, and Adric goes, Lisa! Um, and
Nissa,
everything's
okay,
fine.
Nissa's been transported from wherever she was to this planet somehow.
Uh-huh.
So there's people from all over the galaxy turned up in this.
And this is about 45 now.
Yeah,
Cool, cool.
45-year-old Nissa,
Um,
why not?
and she's been tracking down the master all this time
Yeah,
as a vengeance thing. Um,
possibly. Who knows?
who knows? Um, and she gets turned into a cat. I thought Nissa thematically because she's the very buttoned up one. I mean, Tegan going feral, yeah, and Adric going feral, he's not going to be able to pull it off. So the only chance we've
No.
got is Nissa, who's a very buttoned up Trakenite, but all these years, she's been tracking down the master. All right, we can work with this. Yeah, she's got vengeful,
Hmm.
and so she's got the cat eyes going on and all that sort of shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not
So
married to it.
Is Nissa already
You
on the
know,
cat
I'm
planet?
Eh?
already
Is
on the cat
Nissa
planet.
already on the cat planet?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe she is.
We
Has
meet
she been
Nissa.
taken there by the master and just dumped?
Is
He got
Nissa
sick
the
of her.
one? Is Nissa Shrila then?
Yeah, that was
Nissa would be
kind of what
Shrila,
I was
yeah.
thinking, but
Yeah.
without getting.
Yeah.
Or is Nissa
Well,
the
she doesn't get
master?
killed off, does she?
Unless
It'd be
Nissa's
much
gone.
more interesting if Nissa was the one in the tent with the eyes going on, and she's brought the doctor here and so on, all
Or
that
maybe
sort of.
maybe
It's
Nissa's
going to
gone.
destroy the entire story.
Nissa's gone full cheetah and she's carrot. You know.
Yeah.
Ah,
Ah.
Could do
oh,
that.
ah,
And then
yeah.
at the end, she gets humanized but doesn't die.
No.
She just
The
like
doctor
pisses off in the
saves
TARDIS, yeah,
her
Just she.
with reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
for reasons.
we'll need to. We'll need the fourth episode at some point so we can explain it then.
We're gonna need
Well,
a full episode
this is
on
what
that,
I was thinking. I think we've done this before. I can't remember on what.
Yeah.
We stuck an extra episode on it or
Same here.
something, and this
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
we need to do
This is
here.
yeah.
kind of
I
what we
think
need
so.
to
I
do.
think so.
Yeah.
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 Because we've really got to kind of meld more than we often have to do Legopolis and survival here, haven't we?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
The
think so.
master has to have some plan more than just I
More
like
than
being a
yes,
cat.
yes.
Yeah.
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 I like being a cat.
It's
Meow.
they will litigate. Um,
That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Well, in that case, we open in suburbia.
yeah, we've got an end point now.
Yeah.
We've got something to reach for.
We know where we're
Yeah.
going. I mean,
Well,
you know,
we know where we'd like to go.
we don't know how we're going to get there, but we know where. Right. Okay. That's
If you
fine.
don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Yeah. It's half the
Yeah.
battle. You know.
Is it?
it's
Or is it making the battle?
some proportion of the battle. So we start off in suburbia, and it's a fairly ordinary sunny summer's day. I would say it looks pretty warm.
Yeah.
There's a sinister cat on a wall
Yeah.
going meow. And there's a bloke washing his
Just like
car.
those.
Do what? I mean, in long shot, it looks like a sort of nice sort of black cat, and then they get the close up, and it turns into a terrible animatronic.
Terrible. Bless them for trying.
Yes.
Yeah, that needed money.
Yeah.
It's not going to be any
Give
better
him
than
a-
1981 either.
It
is
really
it?
isn't. No, it's going to be more or less
Nah.
exactly the same.
It's going to be like Basil Brush.
This may be yearn for Basil Brush. Cat in the wall, cut to a close up. Boom, boom.
No, that's supposed to change. Sorry, that didn't work at all. I'll not try and do impressions of Basil Brush facing off against Anthony Ainley. Why would I try and do that?
I'll create one in the edit.
Oh, hello, Mr. Master.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this poor bloke, he washing his car, he gets zapped. He's gone.
Yeah.
And then the Doctor and Adric
Andric. Yeah,
arrive in
yeah.
Perivale.
Right.
Yeah.
Problem I have with this entire story.
Hmm,
They land next to someone's car in their drive.
yeah.
Now,
Yes.
okay, I know it's not comedian circuit. What's it called nowadays? The perception filter.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
come on, at no point in that story does the homeowner come out and go, "What the fuck, man?
Get your fucking shit off my drive.
What the fuck is this?" And it would have been really funny because all Sylvester would have to do is go, "Oh, it's the council," and she'd go, "All right, you're
Yeah.
going in again," something like that. Make a gag out of it, sort of put a saddle on it. But they didn't. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need a bloke in a hard hat coming out after having had a wee. Really, is what.
yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Something I noticed this time I've never noticed before is that when they arrive and the old lady who's the mother of the guy that's been
Hmm.
Mm,
taken,
yeah, yeah,
she's kind of looking around for him.
yeah.
The house next door to hers, one of these lovely kind of suburban semis, has got a perfectly clean wooden board there in the front of it, as if oh, it's a bit dangerous this area.
You know
It's
what?
not
I
terribly
saw that
middle
as well
class.
for the first time today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I also noticed that when Sylvester picks the bucket up and puts it back and so on, she puts her arms down. She's not looking happy about
yeah,
being nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we've said in the previous episode, Perivale's not a horrible area, so yeah, they're kind of
No,
they're doing their best to make it look pretty unpleasant.
Yeah.
is it in the borough of Ealing, which is
I believe it's Ealing.
Quite posh.
rather posh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it is posh. I shall go and look at Perivale shortly,
Mm,
Yeah,
and I shall
Mm.
report my findings.
excellent. Yes, yes. You're moving back down to
yeah,
London, aren't you? So
I am. I
yeah,
am indeed.
yeah.
shortly.
Borough of Ealing.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah,
Yeah.
ah, excellent. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm going
yeah.
to be living in Ealing, so it'll
No,
be in the borough of Ealing, won't it?
yeah. We won't say where you were living.
No.
So are you going to
Yes,
go
no,
there?
let's not dox myself. Yeah.
Are you going to go to
Well,
Ealing and just shout, "This is Perivale," for no apparent reason?
it's entirely possible that within 3 weeks I'll be screaming at someone I can't imagine. If we fight like animals, we'll die like animals. Totally imagine that. But again, I won't dox myself.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Adric hates Perivale.
Yes. He's just
Well,
got a
I'm
natural
probably just going and going on with it.
aversion to it.
Yeah, Andrew's got bad memories of bad associations.
Bad associations, yeah. Well, yeah. Adric, as we know, comes from the planet of the Macroterra.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh shit.
so yeah, naturally, he's got a bad association. I don't know. Uh,
Can we have a bit where he goes into the shop and they've got like frozen crabs there? He just goes smashes one.
And that's why he hates it.
Perivale, home of the crab. Uh,
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Tom, I'm sorry, we may not do your last story justice today.
he's looking for the old gang. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
We need to rethink this.
Yeah.
There needs to be some other reason why he's there, but
Well, Tom's detected the master.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and like in Legopolis, he's standing by the console. We'll flesh it out. We'll have some shots in the console room to begin with.
Yeah.
That seems like more 1981. Yeah.
And
they'll
he's
have a
got
longish
a
conversation.
signal. There's something that's worrying him,
Mm.
and he doesn't
Yeah.
say what. Like in Legopolis, he just doesn't say what.
Yeah.
And Adric opens the door, and there's like a crab dressed in like white standing over by a fence, beckoning like that, and he goes "Ah!" and runs back in again. And we never see him again for the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Right.
He just doesn't want to be there.
He doesn't want it at all.
Doesn't want it, no. I mean, I'm willing to go with that, but I'm interested to see where you take this.
Oh, I'm not taking it anywhere unless it's free falling, as you know. Like I've thought that through. Like I've thought anything through.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there is the option to bring Tegan in, and she's in the area looking for a whole gang, having been to Australia. I don't know.
Yes. Why don't we do that? We'll start it with her.
Yeah.
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 Maybe she saw the guy soaping his car up vanish.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Colin from Mark of Infinity,
Colin.
and he's giving his car a good soap up, and he's talking about, hey, yeah, life in England's great, it's been really wonderful, and then suddenly he vanishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone,
Whoa.
and Tegan's, what the shit?
Limit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So she's motivated. So when Tom and Adric arrive, we can immediately dispense with Adric as having any kind of plot influence.
Yeah.
And it's Tegan straight away going up to the doctor going, hey, do you know what's going on? My friend just vanished.
Right.
Right. That's what the doctor homes in on. There's a disruption in time space.
Yeah. There's a signal.
And he homes in on that, and
Yeah.
he's looking for a police box. Same opening. He's
Yeah.
looking for a police box to measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's heading back to 1963 because
there's one
reasons.
Not very real.
And gets disrupted by this time fissure.
He's landed in the wrong year and the wrong part of London. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
But there's actually a reason for it, which is Tegan's mate.
Tegan's mate. Yeah. Okay.
Has been abducted by cats, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story.
But I mean, that's more motivation for him than Sylvester has, where he's just sort of got a vague sense of unease. Yeah. Okay.
Well, better script editor.
So the Doctor and Adric, I guess, have they met Tegan? Do they meet Tegan straight away, or do they go to the youth club first?
Let's spend some time, I think. Well,
we could have them go to the youth club first, because they're following. I don't know. The signal takes them there for some reason.
I think what we need to do is work out what we're going to be doing in episode 4. Is episode 4 basically an entire new invention? Because the 3 episodes we have are well paced, well plotted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Could we get away with having? I know we've done Legopolis, but can we get away with having a radio telescope again? It's just because I was thinking
to do it. I'm down.
You could have the master for some reason decide thinking, oh, I want everyone to be cats. How can I beam this cat signal?
Yeah.
To the world.
Then he controls Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's what happened. And so the final episode is a massive musical.
Job. All right.
How fitting for Johnny the Turner's final.
Isn't it? No, deeply wrong for Tom's last episode.
Yes.
But hey, that's time wrap.
Okay.
Yeah,
he needs to do something to the entire universe, but I couldn't think of anything to lead to Tom's kind of regeneration other than the radio telescope.
I can't think how.
Who did we do Legopolis with? I can't remember now.
Tennant.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Did we have him falling off a radio telescope? I can't remember.
No, we did, because I remember ranting that Tennant falls off things like much higher and doesn't die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
No, change it. It's a musical. Maybe there's going to be the cats and the planet. The planet's dying, right? The planet, the people's planet is dying.
Yeah.
Like Galaxy 4.
Yeah.
It's about to explode.
Yeah.
So what would that would mean we need Dravins, presumably? So the Dravins are in cats, and the Dravins are using Andrew Lloyd Webber's cats as a front to invade the Earth, and the Doctor has to stop them by stopping cats happening. So he has to kill Andrew Lloyd Webber, but Andrew Lloyd Webber turns out to be the Master and kills him back, and double death. Great. Peter Davison, job. Can be a fag now.
Yes.
Maybe we don't do that, I don't know.
I like that, apart from all of it.
Apart from all of it. Indeed.
Very tactful, thank you, Paul.
I wasn't entirely serious. Not entirely serious.
Just mostly. Okay. Noted.
Desperate, as usual, with time now.
Let's come back to the start for now.
Let's assume
that Tegan's doing her, we can pad this out a bit. Let's assume Tegan's doing her own investigation, and in the meantime, the Doctor and Adric somehow make their way to this youth club.
Yeah.
Which has got a fight.
Because Tegan really doesn't although she needs to be Australian, well, she kind of needs to be Australian. She doesn't need to be an air hostess because there's literally no.
True.
No.
It has no plot relevance whatsoever,
No,
apart
ever.
from Davison
Yeah.
constantly trying to get her back to an airport.
And
Yeah.
time flight vaguely, but hey, they didn't need
Yeah.
Polly to be a hostess for the faceless ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just to have her in a uniform for the entirety of her first season, really,
yeah,
Yeah.
because reasons.
yeah,
Okay, so the youth club's got a Fight Club on,
yeah.
and there's two rules about Fight Club. The first rule,
You have to be a cat.
the first rule is you don't talk about Fight Club, and the second
Don't do
rule
the
is
gag.
you really have to fuck the other guy up.
Okay, fine.
And Sergeant Patterson is all about that. He's in charge of it.
Did anybody else think Windsor Davies?
I did not think Windsor Davies. I
I did not, but it's perfect.
I thought Tom Georgeson, since he is in Logopolis.
Yeah, but Windsor Davies wins, obviously.
I guess Windsor Davies wins. No, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish him off, boy.
Lovely boy.
Lovely boy.
Lovely boy.
Lovely boy.
I loved how the kids that are at the self-defense club are all kind of dressed like boy band members.
Aren't they? They're
I mean,
terrible.
come on, we were all around in 1989.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody wearing a cap on sideways and a
No.
bloody
No.
bandana,
This is the thing
sweatband.
about
Yeah.
late 80s Who, that Andrew Cartmel goes on about how they did social realism. No, they didn't.
No, not at all.
If you miss out the telly movie, you go straight from Survival to Rose.
Yeah.
Rose
Yeah.
is how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight away. Survival, again, it's that, late 80s, very BBC thing of, we don't really want to do this. We don't really want to accept the world is changing, but I suppose we must.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all white.
They're all
Yeah.
white. None of them look like
They're
they're
all
members.
very clean shaven and posh,
Yeah.
and basically, and kind of going, yeah, but I'm doing an accent, I.
None of them look like they're members of a fight club. I mean,
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
got arms like twiglets. You know,
No tattoos, no scars, nothing like that. They're
Yeah.
utterly unconvincing.
Yeah.
They look like a boy band. They were
They are
probably
a boy
personally selected by GNT.
Yeah. You mean personally selected? don't you?
Personally selected.
Yeah. Doable Barkers, maybe.
That's the name of the boy band he was putting together.
Featuring the Doable Barkers. I think Julian Holloway is great.
Yeah, he's great. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
He totally sells it.
you wouldn't expect him to work in that role, but he's absolutely great. Yeah.
Now, I think that's the first role I remember seeing him in. I remember seeing him in stuff later that, like Department S or something in the 60s,
Yeah.
where he was, very posh and very, and I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
totally thought, oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
You're acting. Wow. Cool. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. He's no pecs. No, definitely not.
He's
Uh,
no pecs. No.
no.
He's a bit paunch, but
Yeah.
no pecs.
I like a bit. Another thing I noticed for the first time today is that later on, when his costume is in rags and that,
Mhm.
there's a bit where he does an entire scene and he's obviously pulled it round so that his nipple is because it's not in any of the other scenes. In this one scene, he's got a nipple hanging out of the tears of the costume. I was thinking you've done that on purpose, haven't you?
And there is the title for the episode: Julian Holloway's nipple.
Nipple.
Tom Baker's last story. Shocking.
Excellent.
Oh, please be quiet.
Yeah. So Sergeant Patterson, he's talking about survival of the fittest,
Yeah.
law of the jungle. In fact, everybody is at this point. It's not subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's not going to have that.
No.
No. Tom's going to be a bit more imperious and going, "What do you want about?"
But then we're talking about season 18, Tom. A lot of the time he's, kind of looking quite silent and standing still, and
Yeah.
he's not the exuberant Fourth Doctor. He's the I'm about to die Fourth Doctor.
Yeah.
Which is kind of it's kind of nice when we can use that because the story's called Survival.
Yeah.
That takes on a different resonance with the Doctor's last story.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, a Doctor regenerating last story. He's very reflective in Logopolis.
Yeah. He could be doing some of that. Yeah. He's also following cats. He's kind of
He is following
he
cats.
sensed that there's something funny about the cats. He's following them around. So he actually goes into a little corner shop being run by Hale and Pace.
Oh. Who's
Um,
that going to be in 1981? Morecambe and
Well,
Wise?
I would like it to be
the
more
two
Morecambe and
Ronnies,
Wise.
more
It's going
BBC.
to be it's going to be Little and Large, isn't it?
It is going to be Little and Large. I would
Yeah,
like it to
that's
be
what's going to be.
Morecambe and
Yeah,
Wise,
Large,
but it's
yeah.
not.
God,
It's not going to be Morecambe and Wise.
No, it's going to be Little and Large.
yeah, it is.
And when they're doing their shtick of piling like tins on them, I can imagine Tom just going, "Oh, fuck off," and throwing the tins across the room. He's just not having it. It's that story. He doesn't care anymore. Ah.
So, well, I mean, I guess in this version he's going to be explaining cat food to Adric.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be riveting. But he is though. You're absolutely right. That's what's going to be happening.
And Adric's going to be going, why do you feed them? Why don't they get their own food?
Fuck off again. It's so tonally different. It really is.
Yeah.
It didn't strike me till I watched it. I mean, literally just a couple of hours ago, I watched it, and all the way through, I was going, nope, no, no, no. Oh, yeah. Plot we can keep, but character stuff, Doctor is gone completely.
The dialogue's going to be very different.
Invent from scratch.
Yeah.
It's such a shame he hasn't still got K9 because K9 chasing after cats would have been great.
Well, he'd just zap them from a distance, wouldn't it? Job done.
I guess at this point they can probably bump into Tegan. It's obviously Ange in the original version, Ace's mate Ange, who sort of passes on the knowledge that various other friends have vanished about a month ago. But Tegan can do this herself.
I'll tell you what then, why don't we make this... Oh, no, because Tegan's not going to be collecting for charity, is she? Damn it. I had a moment where thinking, okay, we could make the whole shop thing about money. Adric doesn't understand it. The Doctor's trying to explain it and taking the piss out of, money, as Tom would. As the fourth Doctor would. And then Adric goes outside and sees this attractive woman and galumps up to her going, that's the music. And tries to put a 10 pence into a slot, as it were. But Tegan hasn't got a slot, so.
Well, we could kind of simplify this a little bit and have them actually meet Tegan in the shop. She's in the shop.
Yeah.
She's asking questions of these shopkeepers.
Panicking,
Little and large. And she has to help them out because they haven't got any money. She takes pity on this pair of blatant losers.
I don't think she would. If she's just seen her friend vanish in the opening scene, she's not going to waste time on Little and Large.
No.
This is Tegan.
She wants them to put a poster in their window. That's what she said.
Right.
And then she sees the Doctor and Adric unable to pay for cat food.
Right.
And she takes pity on them.
Right. So she goes outside and starts fundraising.
No, she gives them some. She's got money.
Oh, of course she has. Of course she has. She's
like a regular person.
Right. Right.
Don't get fixated on the charity tin.
Commercial time.
Hi, I'm Juliet.
And I'm Nathan.
Experience Doctor Who from the very beginning through a classic fan's eyes.
And through the eyes of a new Who fan.
Reminisce and relive those classic moments with Nathan as he offers fun insight.
Or experience them for the first time with Juliet as she dwells on social issues, history, fashion, and the size of a flashlight.
We're the Time Streams podcast.
Find us on Spotify, Stitcher, or Apple Podcasts. You have been listening to Time Ram. Woof, Time Ram.
They meet Tegan in a shop, unless somebody's got a better idea.
No. Demonstrably not.
Do we need the shop?
It is one of those scenes. I mean, it adds very little apart from Hale and Pace, and they're just talking again at length about survival of the fittest.
What I'd say in terms of what it adds is that one, it's shot in a real shop, which helps. Actually, it's not. You don't go to a set. You go to what's clearly a real shop.
Yeah.
The survival of the fittest bit is a bit laid on with a trowel, yeah. But Tom being somber, season 18, about to die, Doctor. I think that's one of the big themes you have to look at here. The Doctor in Legopolis, he has a foretelling. He knows he's going to die, basically. Could we have a similar thing in this?
Yeah.
Because that's quite powerful in Legopolis, and I think it'll be even more so here. Much
Yeah.
more so because it's all about survival and it's called survival.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think he would be pointing out to them that using survival of the fittest in the context of physically fittest is incorrect.
Mm.
And that's a
Yeah.
rhetorical tautology.
Indeed. Now that's something that really struck me
That's quite
actually all the way
big
through. It's
lead
all
line,
about
yeah.
survival of the physically fit. And
Because
the
I can
doctor,
imagine Tom saying rhetorical tautology.
yeah, and we're talking about a season edited by Christopher H. Bidmead, so it's going to be about survival of the intellect, survival of the intellectually fittest.
Yeah.
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 Which personally I believe in.
Well, it means in actuality, it's like an archaic usage, isn't it? It means survival of that which is fittest to its environment. It doesn't mean
Yes,
physically.
it doesn't mean physically. Yeah,
fittest.
yeah,
It
yeah,
means
absolutely.
which
Yes,
is the best fit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Well,
yes,
it's
absolutely.
Yeah.
taken from Darwin, presumably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't Darwin, was it? It was somebody else. That's what people always.
Somebody, yeah.
Oh, was it somebody Cook or somebody?
Was
No,
Huxley?
I can't
Someone Huxley,
remember.
maybe?
It's
Yeah.
people always say it's Darwin, and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it's in the origin
Natural
of the
selection.
species.
I think you will find that the phrase survival of the fittest was coined by Herbert Spencer and only based upon Darwinian evolutionary theory. Yes.
Yeah, they probably
Anyway,
take it a
okay,
bit more seriously.
sorry.
Yeah, they go into some of that.
Yeah.
You get some Bidmead knowledge laid on you. So I guess
In a tea with a large mint.
yeah,
Yeah.
highly appropriate. Yeah,
Excellent.
Tegan, I guess, explains about how all of her friends vanished about a month ago.
This is to Adric outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I would guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was Stuart. No, there was Shrila. That's right, her friend Shrila. Yeah. I'm getting mixed up. Shrila and Midge and various others.
Yeah.
And Adric, given something to do, will connect this to what they've been searching for, to what whatever emission it was.
Yeah,
the doctor selected to make them land there.
Yeah. Stuart, that I was getting mixed up with, is the guy from the Fight Club. He's the guy that won the fight. Despite looking fairly weedy. He gets taken at this point. He disappears. And
he's out on a jog, isn't he?
He's out jogging and
like an 80s.
Yeah, like an 80s dude.
Yeah.
And it's clearly the master. You can tell it's the master straight away. He's watching him through the eyes of the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they put him in shadow, but there's not enough shadow.
No.
You know who it is.
There's not enough, not Anthony Amy's voice as well.
Yeah. They can't see me.
I know from the first one, it's kind of they must have pitched his voice down a bit.
I got a flashback when I said they can't see me. I got a flashback to the scarecrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. They think I'm a cat.
Yeah.
That's why they call me the master.
What's that cat laughing? I don't know.
It's meant to be Amy, but
they could be just having a conversation and like they suddenly realise there's a cat sitting on the wall going,
right next to a grandfather clock. Oh. No, Baz.
Sorry. Yeah.
Get with the program, man.
I got sucked into doing some genuine laughter.
There you go.
There we are.
You gotta go, Baz. You Willie's week.
Yeah, so Stuart gets taken, and then the doctor is trying to catch a cat. Is Tom Baker there on the street?
No, he's not crawling over.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
And on a wall, he's not doing that.
No, none of that. It's like this is one of those bits I was going, no. I mean, Tom would just say no. He'd just say, no, I'm not doing it. Not fucking doing that. And J&T would have to live with it.
It's a strange scene, isn't it? Because the doctor's trying to tempt this cat. He's got the wrong cat. Another cat turns up, and then a dog.
Yeah.
Which I presume is Pepsi.
It is Pepsi.
Yeah. And then while he's doing that, Ace is on a swing somewhere, and this bloody cat, the one he's looking for, turns up, jumps on her lap straight away.
So, why has Adric gone to the swings? He's followed Tegan.
He's followed Tegan.
Because he wants to.
Yeah.
He wants to. That's it with Adric, isn't it? Yeah, whatever he
That's
wants to do, he
that's
just
his
does.
entire motivation for everything.
Yeah, he wants to.
No, the doctor thinks Tegan's significant, so he sent Adric to keep an eye on her. He's like, "Do I
Okay,
have
good.
to? Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
girls."
yeah.
So yeah, no, he's been sent to the park with Tegan.
Could it be the Doctor who's still got a sonic screwdriver? Let's face it.
Mm.
Maybe
Yeah.
he sets up as a resonance that will attract cats in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And you know the bit where there's a neighbor kind of going at Sylvester. Oh, what are you doing in my garden? Basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could
And he
make
goes,
more of a
"Shh,
scene
I
out
like
of
that."
that.
Yeah.
You can make more of a scene out of it. He charms her.
Hmm.
He does the whole Tom
Yeah.
bamboozling bit and totally convinces her that he's on her side.
Yeah.
And you just let me resonate your fence here, or words to that effect.
Resonating faces.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, obviously a big cheetah person turns up on a horse
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
starts chasing Tegan and Adric.
And Adric runs nimbly away from it.
Yes.
Adric gets down on all fours, the horse trips over him.
Yeah.
It's carnage.
Breaks its leg. Cheetah person falls off, breaks its neck. Job. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we did that all the time when I was Arius.
I have a suspicion that the cheetah people might actually look slightly better in this version.
They're very fluffy, aren't they?
Their very first suits
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a nice
Yeah.
prosthetic for the ones who talk,
Uh-huh.
which is one.
The faces are all right. Yeah.
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 They should have looked leaner.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
then,
Yeah.
they very much look like fur suits. I'm not sure that I was thinking about this earlier. I'm not sure they would have looked better. I'm not sure how you do that without spending an awful lot of money to make it look good.
Yeah.
What you need to do is get reasonably muscular people and then stick fur onto them so you can see the shape of the muscle
Yeah.
underneath
yeah.
as they move. I
Yeah.
think is the only way you could approximate. I have an awful feeling they would look worse, actually. I think they might look a bit like Cats, the musical.
Yeah.
They might be
Yeah.
leotards, you know.
Oh, yeah. Really 80s with big hair.
Yeah.
Painted faces.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Paul, why did you think they'd look better? Do you have a reason
I
for
don't
that?
know. I was just thinking that the design of, some of the stuff in season 18 is quite nice, the Tharrels and what have you. I was thinking it might be kind of along those lines.
If they went down the direction of the Tharrels, that might.
I mean, so bearing in mind the
Yeah.
idea, as we see with Kara, when she dies, she becomes human again. The idea is that this planet attracts you and then turns you into a cat.
Yeah.
So maybe we go that
Yeah.
way. With more prosthetics. There are various. We'll have a few of the fur-bodied ones in the background.
Yeah.
But the ones we see, the ones that we relate to, are mostly makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different stages, like the underwater people in the Underwater Menace. Those guys.
And the Humivores. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That would work better. There would be a better use of BBC resources.
And also, it gives you the
ignore the furs,
visual
yeah.
clue of, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Are people turning into cats?
Yeah.
It's a weird planet, that, isn't it? It's never
Yeah.
really explained why the planet turned you into cats.
No.
No. The planet's alive or something. I think that's about as close as we get. Yeah.
Aren't all planets?
Hmm.
Earth's alive, but I've never turned into a cat. Yeah.
With Midge, it's kind of implied that he kills one, so he becomes a cat. But then Ace becomes one as well, and she doesn't. She
There's
only
a hand wave
knocks one
explanation.
unconscious.
There's a hand wave explanation. Sylvester says basically, this planet turns you into a cat. All right. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's one of the less convincing parts of the script.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Ace forms a connection with Kara, and that seems to be behind it in some way.
The master says he's been there. The master, when they're standing by the TARDIS back in Perivale in episode 3, he's going, "Oh, it nearly got me, but I'm a Time Lord, me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should worry about this planet because it can get you. And then Sylvester starts going as well. So, the planet turns you into a cat for reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planet reasons.
Planet reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So Tegan and Adric, they get transported to this planet or this quarry where they find the car washing guy. Oh, it's Tegan's mate, isn't it? It's Tegan's mate. He's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
not Colin. Oh no.
Colin.
Yeah.
And then this cat turns up on the horse again and gives chase. And I'm assuming that Tegan runs away and Adric stumbles into a bush. That's
Bound to. Yeah, he's going to fall over something really unconvincingly.
yeah.
Going, as he does.
Yeah.
He'll join forces with them later.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see where the ram takes us.
Yeah. So the doctor's trying to pursue them. He's trying to follow them. Sergeant Patterson kind of gets in his way.
Yeah.
He gets interrupted.
Yeah.
He's like,
Tom's going to be really angry about that.
He's like, I've heard you were resonating fences. You know, what's going on?
Oh, Tom and Windsor Davies. I mean, that's worth the entrance fee alone, isn't it?
That's worth the price of entry, definitely.
Yeah.
I should mention with Tegan, she gets saved. She gets saved by Stuart. Stuart jumps in and saves her, and then gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then she finds her mate Shrila, who must have seen the whole thing, but does not intervene, notably.
No.
Just leaves it to Stuart to help a complete stranger, while she herself stays in the bush watching.
I'd be the same.
Is this Nissa?
It could be Nissa. Maybe it's a bit more sense if it's Nissa. Yeah.
It's Nissa. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Nissa's gone full cheater. That's the only other option, really.
Hey, you know what? We could have a thing here where the Master has joined his influence to that of the planet. So it's actually attracting people known to the Doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we could have Sarah there and Harry turning into cats. Hell yeah.
And the Brigadier.
So
it's more direct. It's more of a plan. He's trying to get him. He's trying to.
Yeah. So one, that would give us more of an episode 4, and 2, that makes we use the flashback in the Gopolis, and it's the whole story. They bring them all back, and the Master's going to kill them all.
Yeah.
All the companions.
That's kind of what JT wanted to do, isn't it? He wanted to bring
Actually,
Sarah back.
Leela's there, just fucking lovely, going, "This is the best planet ever." She's just well down with it.
She's already full cheater. She's gone. She's completely gone.
Yeah, she is Kara.
Yeah.
So when he's regenerating, instead of having all these kind of people kind of floating around him going, Doctor, he just have all these cats going.
Yeah, exactly that. That's precisely what we have. That's what happens. But then there's the stake. He's helping his friends. His friends throughout his entire 4th incarnation. He's saving them.
Yeah.
How's that?
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
That's got an emotional kick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's precisely not what Mr. H. Bibby would do.
I've had an idea for the Doctor's regeneration. I don't know whether I should posit it now or keep it till later.
Keep it till later.
Keep it till later. But keep it.
Yeah.
Write it down or something. Yeah.
Hold that posit.
Yeah. Back pocket.
Yeah.
Back pocket regeneration.
Pocket your posit.
So yeah, I mean the original version they join Midge and Derek.
That's Harry and Sarah.
Harry and Sarah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Doctor and Patterson they eventually get zapped as well, and they arrive in the cat camp, where they meet. Cat camp.
They meet Gary Downey. Who is surely the cat camp.
Yeah. Action, everybody. Yeah.
Let's make magic.
So yeah, the Master's there, and he's got cat eyes.
Yeah.
And that's the end of episode 1.
Thank fuck. We got there. Good start.
Unless we end episode 1 slightly earlier, we could end it with.
It is a nice cliffhanger in the original.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Apart from that bit, I noticed it in 1989, and I still see it now, where the top half of his face freezes because Quantel, so his eyes can glow, and the bottom half of his face is kind of wobbling around a little bit, out of sync with the top half of his face. It's not a diss because it's the best they could do.
Yeah,
it always bothered me.
It's a shame they couldn't give him sort of proper cat eyes with sort of kind of proper, cat pupils, sort of slits.
He has contact lens. I have no idea how you make a contact lens. But...
Well, they could have done that. Yeah, no reason why they couldn't have done it, but it's just strange that they didn't.
It would have been a bastard wearing contacts in that quarry, though.
Yeah,
with the sand.
Yeah.
Getting sand behind your contacts.
Oh yeah.
So
I think we end with a shot of Tom looking really, really somber. Probably going.
Yeah.
Get some Tom Powell.
Yeah. No, not in season 18. He doesn't do it much in season 18. He does it. It does it a bit in Leisure Hive and Meglos.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
seems to have settled into kind of like, all right, it's time for me to go then. Um,
Patson runs, which you mustn't do with cats.
Yeah.
They give chase, and they knock him
Yes.
down. They start playing with him. So yeah, the master wants to have a conversation with the doctor. The doctor's not into it, which is fair.
yes,
He's
I love
going,
that. Like, the
Yeah.
doctor's just totally dismissive.
yeah, just not interested.
So, oh, it's you, is it? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He manages to steal the master's silver balls
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and throws them everywhere and distracts the cats
Mhm.
and saves
Yeah.
Patterson. So
So, bearing in mind we're combining the two, is Nissa in the background of the tent somewhere?
this is is Nissa Kara? Is Nissa Srila? Is Nissa somewhere else? I don't know.
Oh, let's make a Kara.
Okay.
Yeah, that works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That keeps her nicely out of the way plot wise
Yeah.
until she dies, and she doesn't have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
If we bring her in as Kara, we've got the excuse, we've got the opportunity to say, okay, that's just Nissa. That's fine.
All right, fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Just
yeah.
if
introduce
we've
her
met
in
her
the
before,
story.
Absolutely.
we've met her before. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
let's just not decide because I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too difficult.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
This is the Doctor. Present time, the High Council of Time Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time. Protector of Gallifrey.
Okay, so yeah, the Doctor escapes with Patterson. He explains to him that they're on another planet, and then they ride into a trap. Tegan's been setting traps for these cats, not terribly successfully. But then, okay, yeah, they ride into a trap, and the Doctor get hoisted up into the air.
Not happening. Tom's not doing that. That was another one where I went, nope.
No,
Adric does.
Adric does.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And possibly we can leave him there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's
Throwing
not
it
adding
out there?
anything, so yeah, fine. You know,
Yeah.
he meets his old friends. I guess the Doctor meets his old friends, Sarah and Harry.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm saying Tom wouldn't do it. He does exactly that in episode 1 of the Rabos operation.
Yeah, I suppose he does.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but it's more fun if it's Adric.
don't tell him what he can't do. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't tell Tom what he can't do. No, I'm not going there. I like life.
yeah, this planet's disintegrating.
Yeah.
So they need to escape somehow.
Mhm.
The Doctor's got a plan, which they have to go somewhere. I'm not quite sure exactly where he's trying to get to. I must have missed
He
that
says
bit.
it's the
I'm
safest
just-
place or the safest part of the planet or something.
The safest part, but the safest part of the planet means going through the most dangerous part of the planet,
Yeah.
which is where all the cheaters are.
I've just had a thought.
Hmm.
So survival is all on location. This is
Yes.
isn't it? This is going to be partially in studio.
Yeah.
We're going to have very badly realized exteriors in studio, aren't we?
Yeah, a bit like
Like
Logopolis.
Logopolis. Much as I
Yeah.
love it, Logopolis is
Yeah.
not a convincing planet at all.
No, no.
It's one of the very studio ones.
Most of this stuff would probably be in studio on another planet. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
bit where they go to studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe they'd go more jungle than quarry. This is the opposite of what we did for Planet
Hope
of
so.
Evil.
Yeah, yeah,
You hope so.
yeah.
But also, you could have, as in, you were saying about planet disintegrating, and I thought about Logopolis with, boulders falling down and stuff. Polystyrene, yes, but
Yeah.
I thought, oh shit, actually, that's what we're doing, isn't it? That's what this is. So when
it's meant to be.
disintegrating, it's we actually
Yeah.
see bits falling down.
It's meant to be this planet had a civilization on it at one time, which has disappeared. So
Yeah.
maybe they're walking around a set of ruins,
Yeah.
which would be a
Nice.
bit more convincing than
Nice.
the breeze block wall that Sylvester looks at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, you could have
The breeze block wall with one bit of polystyrene sculpted on the front of it. I love that. But,
yeah.
but bless. Yeah.
I love the as well. The other bit where the survivors are there and they've managed to build themselves a fire, and Derek's by the fire going, "Oh, lovely, a bit of fire, warm me up," and it's clearly absolutely boiling,
blisteringly hot. Yeah,
It's the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
There's sweat pouring off him while he holds his hands out to this
Absolutely.
fire.
Yeah. What you want is an ice cube. Build an ice cube. I'm listening. Not the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
lots
they
of
wander around
people down.
the remnants of a ancient city of some description. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, the Doctor decides to take him past the cheetahs for reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit kind of that's contrived.
That is contrived.
Yeah.
We have to go through this bit, right? Rather than just go a really long way around the quarry.
Yeah, let's go round them. Yeah.
Yes.
Really go around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no excuse given for it either, as in it'll take longer. Maybe, if we go round them, we die of dehydration. That would do. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Realistic.
Yeah. Take longer. I mean, no rush, Doctor. Honestly, I don't need to go through that.
Yeah, you can imagine that in the script it was probably like a ravine or like a cut or something.
Yeah.
But where they filmed it is just basically flat. So they're having to just walk through the middle of this group of people for no reason.
Yeah. And they're walking past these cat people going, don't run. Just no sudden moves. And they'll leave you alone.
I can imagine Tom doing that though, the whole guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, a milkman turns up. A milkman gets taken and he zaps them and starts screaming and running about. And then they
Robin Asquith.
He turns up in a quarry, his trousers fall down. It's bad.
I was thinking Michael Crawford, but hey.
Hey. The Cats connection.
Oh, Betty!
Yes.
Betty! So,
which Sylvester does on the outtakes.
Does he?
He does an impression of Frank Spencer at Sophie Aldred, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I love that outtake of that scene where he's telling them not to move and he's goes, well,
yes.
not fucking move.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Don't move! What? There's one thing more dangerous than attacked by a cheetah, and that is attacking a cheetah. You do not know what will happen to you! Just stay still! I'm not putting up with this. I'm not standing here and getting eaten alive! Idiot! Come on then, come and fight! No, Ace! Stay still! Will you stay still? You idiots! I don't know how many times I gotta tell you not to move! You moved! You moved! Thank you! Wonderful.
It is absolute chaos.
Yeah.
There's a massive fight. Everybody splits in all directions. Most of them kind of get away alive, I think.
Paddy Kingston gives it someone the synthesizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where he gets his electric guitar out.
Yeah. It would be a great soundtrack. I do like the original soundtrack as well by Mark Ayres. It
is a good one. Yeah.
Is it not? Is it not? It's Dominic Glynn, isn't it?
Is it Dominic Glynn?
Yeah.
No, I was wrong.
Sure it is.
I like Dominic Glynn's work. Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Yeah. I like Dominic Glynn's work. Yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I do sometimes think to myself that, you had Dominic Glynn and Mark Ayres available. So, hey, Kev McCulloch.
Hey.
Let's go, JNT.
Most of a season. Yeah. So, when the cheetahs
I'm
fight...
just double checking because I have the soundtrack right here.
Oh.
Dominic Glynn.
Dominic Glynn.
That's catching the light really badly.
Really white keyboard.
Right, stop that. Silly.
When the cheetahs start fighting each other, the planet kind of explodes a bit. They're clearly they're connected.
Right. No, I had an idea.
Oh.
So episode 4. If we're doing the whole kind of lots of old companions there bit, that's how the Doctor wins.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it for episode 4.
Summons all these old companions in. Rather than fighting the Master wants to fight. That'll lead to destruction. The Doctor has all these old friends there, gathers them round.
Yeah.
And the planet doesn't explode. And I don't know, somehow he dies though, but yeah. Thematically though, something like that.
That's where my idea comes in.
Okay, keep it for episode 4. Come back in episode 4.
Yeah.
Like I say, most of them escape. Tegan, she's managed to hoy a massive rock at Kara's head. And
I can totally see that happening.
Yeah. It is great. And then she kind of follows her back and she's kind of falls off a horse. Well, no, she doesn't quite. They both end up by the same sort of lake.
Yeah.
I say lake. It's a very scummy looking
It's a pond, isn't it?
Pond. It's horrible.
A pond.
And
Possibly a pond of wee. Who knows?
It could easily be. Kara falls into it. She face plants into the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Tegan.
I was looking at that, being involved in filming at the moment. No fucking way would anyone get me or any other actor in it to face plant into a stagnant pond.
No
way would you even be asked to do that
in a quarry, not even in the bloody countryside.
Yeah. Yes. Wow,
the bloody industrial quarry.
Yeah.
How many things are living in that, I wonder.
Yeah.
But hey,
it looks lethal. The bit where Ace cups some of the water in her hands, it's just horrible. They put a bit of video effect on it, but it's just
Oh no, she had a light bulb in her hand.
She what? She had a light bulb
in her hand. Yeah, look at the way she's
bloody hell.
cupping her hand like that. You put a light bulb in there, basically, in the cup of your hand. You hide it. It's a light bulb.
Good God.
Yeah, that's how it was done.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. So she kind of she cures her with some of this scummy pond water.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while that's going on, we're kind of intercutting. We've got the doctors meeting the master again, who explains some of what's going on, and the master needs the doctor's help to escape. The cheaters can only bring stuff to the planet, so they can't take him away. But he's in charge of the cheaters. He's changing into a cat, but he can't escape. I can see some problems coming up because at this point, Midge in the original version goes a bit Lord of the Flies, and murders a cheater.
Yeah, Harry goes just fucking mental, man.
Harry goes mental.
It's Harry. Yeah. Or is it Adric? Oh, let's make it Adric.
Ooh, Adric. Adric stows one's head in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is better than Harry. Yeah.
Well, also, it fits in with Alzarians evolving really fast.
Yeah.
He's been exposed to the plant for 5 minutes, so he starts just going mental cat.
Mental cat. Yeah.
He's getting a bit peckish.
He's getting absolutely.
He's a hungry boy. He's a growing lad.
Yep.
He needs sustenance.
There's no cheese around. So.
With which to fascinate an Alzarian.
Where's the cheese?
Boom, 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 boom.
So by the time Adric gets back to rejoin Sarah and Harry, he's gone a bit mental, and Patterson's there.
His eyes have gone odd.
Yeah, he's attacking Harry. He's
Now he just smacks him one and punches him out. Harry.
The doctor catches up with Tegan.
If this Sladen's there, he's not going to be remotely interested in Tegan.
Yeah. There's too many companions in the story. Way too many.
Hey.
And we've put more in.
We've made our bed.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned Tegan, Leela. No, or is Leela Kara? Or is Nissa Kara?
Nissa's Kara. I'm not sure there's really
Nissa's
Kara. Let's forget Leela for now.
Leela's gone all right, Leela's on Gallifrey.
Leela's on Gallifrey.
Safe for some reason.
Yeah.
And K9 isn't there either.
No, God.
Yeah.
K9 hasn't gone feral.
And Romana's in Eve space. Great.
Yeah.
Fine. But okay.
Well, yeah. She might be. I don't know where she's.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So the doctor kind of picks up Tegan. He needs an animal whose home is Earth. That's who can get him out of there. So they go back. They rejoin the others.
And Sarah and Harry aren't good enough for reasons.
Yeah. They stop Adric from
they
ripping
haven't
Harry's fur
gone
out.
fully animal yet.
Yeah. They're not full animal. No. Basically, this is where the master's been watching the whole time from the bush. And grabs Adric.
He's dressed as a bush. He's like in a bush costume.
Yeah, that's happening.
So this bush grabs Adric.
Puts him in his hand-drawn web. which he's got like by the side.
And uses him to get back to Earth, or at least back
Hey!
to where the TARDIS is, I guess. Yeah.
Clever master. We can't work out how that works. Blimey. He's way ahead of us, the master. Wow.
And just nobody in the street in Perryville is interested in the fact that this kid and the man dressed as a bush suddenly appear in the middle of the street.
Humans are so stupid, Adric.
Oh dear.
Fucking hell.
This is mental. And then we finally get to the end of episode 2. Nissa turns up on her horse. And,
Episode 2?
Yes.
Shit-o.
We got 2 more of these.
Shit-o.
Yeah,
Right.
Nissa turns up on a horse and Tegan's eyes go. There you go. End of episode 2.
Hey! One of the problems I'm finding with fitting Tom into this is that by season 18, he's kind of lost most of the Tom mannerisms. He's being the Doctor by dint of being Tom Baker there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of harder to fit the season 18 version of him into anything.
He's mostly just somber, isn't he? Particularly
He
by
is quite
Logopolis.
somber.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly somber in the last 2. Once Lala's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see he's very bored with Musty Woodhouse.
Well, that's the thing people always say about always putting this incredible, like, dark performance into it. And you think, I've always thought, by the end, he's just pissed off.
Yeah.
And wants to go.
Yeah, he doesn't like J&T. He doesn't like the way that J&T's been handling it. He knows his time is limited.
He's very different in State of Decay. State of Decay, he's quite chipper, you know.
Well, Meglos as well. And Leisure Hive. Leisure Hive, he's practically season 17 in a different costume. But over the course of the season, you can see a kind of attrition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is in a way for the best.
Just gets chipped away at, doesn't he? Yeah.
But yeah.
Is it true that he was ill as well, or is that an urban myth?
No, it's true. He'd been to Egypt during the summer for a film or something, or an ITV special, and then he got a tapeworm there.
Yeah.
And then you can see him gradually getting thinner. And grayer as the season goes on. Yeah.
I don't think tapeworms make you grey. I don't think they do that.
Yeah, it's mainly his hair got lanker, didn't it? They had to start curling it.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure tapeworms do that either. I think a lot of him being ill with a tapeworm I can buy, but a lot of the stuff that's been attributed to what tapeworms do to you, I don't really believe.
I think it takes a lot of the nutrition away from your body, so maybe it does make you.
I mean, if you generally sort of run down, maybe that can happen. I don't know.
I think he was run down.
Yeah.
But he was spending a lot of time shagging a woman about 25 years younger than him as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to take it out of you as well.
Yeah.
So avoid tapeworms and Lala Ward.
We're talking about like he was 47. He was younger than us, Dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. It's never pleasant, is it?
No.
I think this is one I don't want to Capaldi. It was kind of like, oh, finally, the new doctors are older than me. I think Eccleston was just.
Yeah. So the way we frame things now, we get some scenes where Tegan and Nissa run off together, and there's a very sort of lesbian subtext.
Delighted.
There's a very lesbian subtext, and I think there's a certain core of fandom that is now punching the air.
Yeah.
I mean, written by Rona Monroe. I mean, there's very much a huge amount of lesbian subtext in this story, which by the time you get to Eaters of Light isn't subtext anymore. It's it's text. But yeah, in the 1989 and probably 1981, they were being a bit careful about it.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything like that.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, they're running, they're jumping, they're holding hands. They're getting
in slow motion.
In slow motion. And the Doctor's following them.
Like Tom Baker would have done.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Tom Baker's a perv.
But he is just kind of hanging around.
Yeah.
He's put the Master's Bush costume on. He's checking him out.
No, the Master's Bush costume's in Perivale now.
The Master's Bush, the Master's
He's got
in
his own
Perivale
bush costume.
with his bush costume.
I think the master should be dressed as a bush for the rest of this story.
I think so too.
I like this costume.
We do have some scenes with the Master in a council flat, which is not something you see very often.
Yeah, I really like that. It's so kind of out of place.
And that mirror he looks into, I remember those mirrors. We all had
those
those
yes,
mirrors
yes.
left over from the 50s or something like that.
Yeah. I will be free of it. Yeah. Except he's not in a council flat because he's with
I've said
Adric,
that many times in my life.
Yeah. So I don't know quite what he's doing.
He's hanging. Bushing.
Yeah.
Adric's
Adric's on the floor gibbering, and there's just a bush behind him and going,
looking into a 1950s mirror. This is perfect Doctor Who.
So Tegan she's turning. She's trying to change into a cheetah.
Yeah.
But the Doctor stops her. This girl that he's just met, and somehow
cares about people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He persuades her to rejoin Harry.
I mean,
and
he's
Sarah.
thinking of Sarah, but Tegan.
Harry and Sarah are still there, going, "Why are we even in this?"
Well, Harry and Sarah, this is where we get our episodes 3 and 4 from, isn't it?
Okay.
They're having a plot line of some kind.
Yeah.
I think Harry starts going a bit cat, and Sarah has to stop him.
Mm-hmm. That might even make more sense than going with Tegan.
Harry's going,
Harry.
I had talons. I could do surgery really, really quickly.
Well, one of them goes a bit feral anyway, and gets them home.
I was saying Harry, because of how Ian Marter plays the Zygon version in Terror of the Zygons.
Oh yeah.
He'd be really scary. He'd play it really well. That sort of thing is what I'm thinking.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Harry's going fucking scary.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Harry gets them home.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. They turn up back. I don't know if it's in Perivale or outside Harry's house. I don't know. Patterson reacts quite
in
poorly. In Portsmouth. On a naval ship.
They're on a ship somewhere, and then have to spend the rest of the
like, this is no good. We're in fucking Portsmouth. So they ring the brigadier, who sends them a helicopter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Great.
Let's have that.
Patterson reacts quite poorly. He's kind of pretending it hasn't happened.
You're not a lovely boy.
Sarah's going, "Thanks, Doctor. Thanks, Harry. Thanks for getting me home." She runs off.
We just skipped a huge chunk of episode 3 there.
No.
Of our episode 3.
No, we haven't.
No.
Okay. No, our episode 3.
What's happening in our episode 3? Let's abandon this episode 3. What's happening in our episode 3?
I think Harry and Sarah are having adventures in the quarry, in the planet. I think you could do, I suppose, some of the stuff that you get with Kara.
Yeah.
Harry finally declares his previously undeclared love for Sarah.
Right.
And Sarah goes, "Nope." And that's fine. And Harry goes, "Rawr," and goes off and like eats bits of meat off a carcass. And Sarah goes, "And that's why." Because your breath and so on. So I think we can spend a lot of time with them. If the Doctor and where's the Doctor right now?
Well, I mean, they all go back together in the original version. The Doctor brings Ace back. They rejoin the others, and they all get back to Earth quite early in episode 3, actually.
So maybe the Doctor is dealing with Nyssa.
Why is he dealing with Nyssa?
Because he has to. Because he's a Doctor.
Okay. Has he realised who she is? Has he kind of twigged that?
Yes.
Oh, we don't really know if he's even met her before. Okay.
So the Doctor is having as yet undefined scenes that we'll get around to at some point with Nyssa.
Oh God! Yeah.
When the time ram is complete, and we can fill in all the gaps, just like Doctor Who does.
Yeah.
The Doctor's looking at Nyssa and going, Maybe there's a time war coming that will fuck up my entire history. I don't know. Maybe when I was Patrick Troughton, I shouldn't have done Genesis of the Daleks. You know, something like that.
Okay.
I think thematically, let's spend episode 3 looking at, wallowing in the Fourth Doctor's history, celebrating. We've got these old companions there. We've got him helping Nyssa, whoever the fuck she is, and whatever the fuck relationship they have, and giving Tom some really good stuff to do.
Yeah.
And giving Harry and Sarah some really good stuff to do.
Because, my God, they deserve it by this point. Yeah.
Because, my God, they deserve it by this point.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. As do we.
Meanwhile, the Master is taking Adric to kill people and nick motorbikes.
Oh, the motorbikes. Oh, my God. Again, another time when I was going, nope, not happening. This is in no way happening. Not even Terry Walsh with a wig.
And then
happening.
Adric walks into the Fight Club and takes over.
Yeah.
Tegan, I can believe.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah, I can believe. Harry, fine. Adric,
no, that's not going to happen, is it?
No.
Okay.
Unless he finds some clever way of using maths against them. Unless he starts like rubbing a star into their chests and they die. I don't know. Actually, Adric rubbing a star into their chests and all these men in vests, probably very J&T.
They should all kind of go, what should we do what you say? And he just goes, because I want you to.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Or he does the whole thing
If
of
you
going,
want us to, then yeah.
he does the full circle thing of going, because I'm an elite. And then he gets the shit beaten out of him. And then he's dead and not our problem anymore.
What is the Master's plan at this point?
Kill the Doctor.
I mean,
that'll do, won't it, for the Master?
It's just random malevolence for most of episode 3, though, isn't it? He's kind of, I'm going to take over this bunch of idiots and use them to...
And have a motorbike fight that's complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Because you could just swerve. I mean, you could just swerve.
Yeah.
Last minute, you really could do that. You could. I've never ridden a bike, but I've driven a car. And I've ridden push bikes. You know, you could swerve.
Plus,
pretty sure they don't explode like that. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they don't. You know, both the worst that's going to happen is both people get thrown off and go a bit, ooh, that's painful.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. So we're a bit lost in the woods at the minute.
Yeah.
Should we come back?
That is my clothing.
Are we spending most of episode 3 on the alien planet then, do we think?
I think so.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So the Master's off away doing something undefined.
We're going to be able to have stuff with the Doctor reconnecting with his old companions.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bit of time spent on that, which is good.
Okay. Helping Nyssa.
Nyssa.
Okay, yeah.
Who the fuck is Nyssa right now? I don't know who Nyssa is.
Nyssa is the cheetah person.
Kara.
Oh, yeah.
Talks her down somehow.
Well, maybe we do the scenes with Ace and Kara at the water. That's Tom then, rather than Ace. I don't know where Tegan is. I don't know what she's doing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
What on earth were they thinking introducing 2 new companions in his last story? I mean, what was that all about?
I know.
Who in their right mind would do that?
JND. We have to get to the Doctor's regeneration. How are you guys going to do the Doctor's regeneration?
How are we going to... Oh, I see. Thanks.
Well, Paul had an idea, which I said keep...
I'll tell you my idea.
Cool, yes.
So we can possibly work towards it. Which was gonna... the Doctor becomes a cat person, doesn't he? Sort of... after his final scene with the Master.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, after, whatever has happened to the Master, he's thinking, I can't reverse this. I can't go back from this. I'm becoming a cat person. So he thinks, if I can make myself regenerate, the regeneration process will, burn this up, and I'll still be a Time Lord. So he basically, throws himself off a cliff or something. If we can get away with having him throw himself off a cliff,
Oh, I tell you what, he's going to do that. He's planning to do it, but then last minute, Midge or whoever, who's Midge now? Is it Harry?
Adric.
Adric.
Harry.
Yeah. Adric stabs him with a tooth.
Yeah.
Right.
that he's got from the master,
Okay. Yeah.
something like that. And Tom goes, "I forgive you," and turns into a floaty god, like he's in an RTD story. That's
Oh,
really powerful, though. I mean, the Doctor.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. Back in the time-based days, I wanted to do a story where the Doctor committed suicide.
Yeah.
For
He knows
very
he's
good
got to
reason,
make
save
himself
everyone,
regenerate.
knowing that he would not die.
Yeah.
That body would die, but I always wanted to, finish my Doctor that way or something like that.
Maybe, yeah, if the Doctor he's sacrificing himself to save Nissa, who's a cat person.
Yep.
Adric, who's gone half cat.
Yep.
Tegan's,
Harry, who's just completely fucking feral by this point.
Yeah. Tegan's got the eyes going. He's trying to sort of save all of them.
Sarah's the only one who's got any sanity left.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
So to do that, he has to connect himself to the planet and then sacrifice himself.
And the planet's being destroyed. The planet's falling apart.
Planet's falling apart.
So that transmits to him. So he starts falling apart.
Yeah.
And regeneration.
He's standing on this cliff edge and doesn't notice this bush getting slowly close to him. Actually, here's a thought. It's a bit kind of Star Trek 3, but he's about to, he's contemplating taking his own life on the edge of this cliff when the Master turns up and they have a bit of a scrap on the edge of the cliff, and then the planet is dissolving, so the cliff falls away, and he's kind of, they both go down.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens to the Master.
Falls.
Yeah.
You can do that. You do Reichenbach Falls. There we go.
That's a good ending. Yeah, Reichenbach Falls.
Nice.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens to the Master, but the Doctor regenerates.
Yeah. Good.
So we have to get there somehow.
The last we see of the Master is this bush disappearing.
Just floating down
the lava.
Actually, it occurred to me at that point. It could
My branches.
Bag. In Logopolis, the Master's TARDIS materializes as a column. Beforehand, it materializes as a bush.
Yeah. Yes.
He's got a bush fixation as the Master.
Yeah.
He likes a bit of bush.
As I said it, I thought to myself, that's going to be... Never mind.
Yes. He goes all natural. Okay. Yes.
So where are we now, then?
We're in episode 3.
In chaos.
Yeah. So the Doctor is kind of trying to help his friends, but they're gradually turning more feral.
Yeah.
He realizes he can't win.
Yeah. He realizes he can't win. Meanwhile, the Master is trying to break into the TARDIS. Because that makes more sense than whatever the fuck he's doing in Natural Survival.
Yeah.
And eventually, presumably comes back again. Because he can control it now.
Oh, he brings the TARDIS back.
Yeah. Oh, he brings the TARDIS back. Yeah.
He gets into the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Which is scary as a thought. And he materializes it on that planet to watch the Doctor die.
Yeah. That's the end of episode 3 then, is the Master gets into the TARDIS and he dematerializes.
Yeah, and he'd have a kind of line going, I now have control of the TARDIS.
I'd say the end of episode 3 is the TARDIS materializing on the planet.
Yeah.
With the Master coming out of it, because that's all hope gone. Maybe there's been some plot line where Tom's going, if we can just get the TARDIS back. Yeah. And he gathers his friends together saying, look, if you can transmit things across matter, whatever, maybe you can bring the TARDIS here. And the TARDIS materializes, and then the Master steps out.
Yeah. That works.
And he's got Adric in the TARDIS in a web of
hadrons.
Yeah.
End of episode 3.
End of episode 3.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, better than we had before. So
we had nothing before. You're saying it's better than nothing at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. I'm down with that. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so episode 4 is obviously the final confrontation.
Yeah.
Patterson died in ways.
But no one cares anymore.
We're not interested in him. Yeah.
It'll be the Master kind of makes contact again with the cheetah people and, gets them to chase after the good guys. And that's when Patterson kind of cops it.
Buys the farm. Yeah.
Let's give him the final send off. There, let's have him standing up and puffing his chest out. You know, like
survival of the fittest.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he looks up at the cheetah person that's just killed him, and it's Donald Sinden. Going,
I was thinking Melvin Hayes.
Bitch.
Melvin Hayes.
Melvin Hayes.
Oh, not you.
So we've
And
got
then Wendy Padbury, his wife at the time, turns up.
Wendy Padbury was married to what? Melvin Hayes.
Melvin Hayes.
Melvin Hayes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I remember watching an interview with Wendy Padbury going, yeah, I spent the 70s with people saying that Melvin Hayes was gay, and he really wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, unusual that
I know.
at the time. It was pretending to be gay, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, Melvin Hayes is a cat person. Jolly good.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, they're all turning into cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all turn into cats, even Sarah.
Even Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah's going. Yeah.
And that's the emotional kick. That's
Yeah.
kind of his first companion.
Yeah.
And the one that Tom was clearly most in love with.
Yeah.
I include Lila Ward in that.
Well, we've got the remnants of this ancient civilization there. We can maybe the Doctor can look into that. He's trying to find ways of solving it. And he finds what the connection is.
Yeah.
Plugs himself into this planet somehow.
Yeah. Well, he has to come to it.
Yeah.
He has to do what the Master did, become cat.
Yeah.
But as Paul said earlier on,
Yeah.
he knows he can purge it, but there's only one way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's really poignant. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then they that's the final fight at the top of a building or something.
I think we don't go back to Earth.
Myth,
I think we do it on the planet.
Yeah.
No, the planet's got buildings because it's
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
we don't have the going back to Earth. We don't do the motorbike fight, which is never going to, which is fried crap anyway.
Yeah.
It's over in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has no plot relevance to the point where I think, did Rona Munro think of that, or was she told to put that in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
very odd, isn't it?
Such crap.
Yeah. Sophie Aldred thought she was finally going to get on a motorbike, and then the Doctor yanks her off. Says, "No, I'm doing this."
Is it one of those things where Sophie Aldred wanted to be on a motorbike?
Yeah, maybe.
Therefore, the production team went, "Oh yeah, let's do that," and shoehorned it in. It's just terrible.
It kind of smacks a bit of somebody saying to GNT, "Oh, I've got these motorbikes you can use," and
It does. Yeah.
The only good bit is the bit where the Master goes to Midge. Survival of the fittest, Midge, and now you know what to do. And Midge
now die.
He's injured now, so he's like, "All right, I'll die for you."
Yeah.
And then it's completely undercut when we find the Doctor's just flown over the top of the hill and landed on the sofa with his arse in the air.
With his arse in the air, which Tom ain't going to do. That's not happening.
No. It's classic arse in the air acting from McCoy there.
Yeah.
Classic arse in the
air. Yeah. Brilliant arsage. Yeah. So we have what's actually a much better ending for the story.
Yeah.
Which is about, because it's all about you fight or you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's survival.
Yeah.
You band together or you fight each other. So the Doctor saves all his old companions and somehow they save him.
Yeah.
They save him by being there.
Yeah.
Let's have them take him back to the. They take him back to the TARDIS.
They take him
so
back
at least
to the TARDIS.
we can close off this set, and then they leave
it's
with
doing
him
the
in the
hardcore
TARDIS.
stuff. It's all the pulsing.
Yeah.
He needs the TARDIS now to help.
And he's like, "It's time to go, Sarah." Yeah. Yeah.
And then they all conveniently leave before he regenerates. So we've got a nice clean slate.
For whatever the hell we get.
Apart from Tegan, the completely unworked out Nissa, and Adric.
This is cured. He's cured Nissa.
He comes back in. Oh yeah, he's cured Nissa. Yeah,
cured Nissa. Yeah, he's freed Adric from the hard-on collectors.
Nissa should be the key.
Mm-hmm.
He sees her revert. He enables her to revert in some way.
Yeah.
And work something out from that. I've no idea what.
Yeah.
She'd be kind of the midpoint of episode 4. He'd get the kind of
moment of understanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Faros Project stuff.
when Tom goes over the cliff, though, he would have loved doing it kind of in a crucifix in a crucifix position, with his arms out,
Yeah, he would.
just totally playing on the Christ
But Tom
illusions.
won't go off the cliff. It'll be Terry Walsh. One final bosh.
He hated that. They wouldn't even let him go up on one elbow, would they? He was like, "No, you've got to lie
Yeah.
down and die, Tom."
This is the heroic ending that Tom wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A deliberate
Absolutely.
self-sacrifice. It's much more
Yeah.
doctorish.
Well, he
Yeah.
does self-sacrifice in the
He
Goblins.
does self-sacrifice actually, but
Yeah.
but then he
It's
just
kind of by mistake rather than intent.
his hand
Yes.
slips and he falls off the cable at the last minute.
Yeah. This is
But-
much more powerful. He goes, right.
Yeah.
I know how to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe he just goes running for the cliff, and Sarah goes, the mouth goes weird like that.
Yeah.
And
Takes the master with him and
Yeah.
takes the master with him, and Reichenbach falls. Off we go.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Okay. All right.
Blimey.
And then we get to the end of the story. I mean, the original ending of the story is they've got a little, quite a poignant speech, isn't it?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
it is sad as you get to the end of the classic series.
Mm. When I watched it before, it suddenly I nearly teared up.
Yeah.
Because I remembered what happened after.
Yeah.
It was that lived experience of going, oh shit, that was it.
I mean, and they recorded that and dubbed it onto the episode literally a couple of days before it was broadcast.
I believe so, yeah.
Right up against the wire, they managed to get that speech in there.
Yeah. Because we didn't know at the time that was the end. I didn't know.
No. Just JNT had a whisper.
Around, for years there was fudging around.
Yeah.
And then there was, the the Lord of Time. The movie, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until Paul McGann.
Yeah.
That we actually got and I'm really glad they brought Sylvester back.
Yeah.
I know some people have gone, oh, fan wank. I don't care.
It was a strange decision, but yeah.
I don't care.
Gave us a bit of
worked
closure.
for me.
Yeah.
It was closure. It was a weird time. It was a weird time. It was the beginning of the wilderness years.
Yeah.
And for us, who grew up with Doctor Who always being on every single year.
Yeah.
Wrenching, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
a void.
It was tough, yeah.
It was a void.
Mm.
It was inconceivable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like losing a loved one.
Yeah.
In a way. Don't want to overstate it, but it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But hey, out of that came creativity.
Yeah. I mean,
part of how we all met.
Yeah, we got over it, and we started being creative and doing our own stuff. It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. I mean, when I don't know what the reasons for other people over at other times making fan videos for was, but at the time we made them, it was definitely a case of nobody's going to be making this anymore.
We wanted some Doctor Who.
We want to do it ourselves.
Absolutely.
I didn't particularly think it was ever going to come back, really.
Absolutely.
Well,
you had the sort of BBV things and stuff like that were fudging around being Doctor Who, but obviously they couldn't be because they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But fan films.
For that point, we own Doctor Who. I mean, the fans own Doctor Who. Everyone. It democratized. And when
the new adventures were happening and so on.
RTD took it back again in 2005. That was a bit of a wrench, actually. When you're like, they took it away again.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I didn't have that as a wrench.
Yeah.
But then I had a different experience, perhaps.
Well, I think the BBC had already done that a bit after the TV movie, hadn't it? With Virgin, by just kind of going, "No, we want this now. We're getting this money in this. We want it."
BBC
and that was kind of the BBC going, "No, this is ours."
But to my mind, although the books were great, there was a load of fantastic stuff in the new adventures of the BBC books. It still wasn't television Doctor Who 25 minutes on every Saturday or whatever, which I think is what we wanted and that's why we made what we did.
Yeah.
And I'd do it again now, to be honest. But that isn't what this is. This is merely the Fourth Doctor's era.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at the bottom of the Reichenbach Falls, there's Peter Davison.
Peter Davison sitting up at the end, going, "Hello,"
Yeah.
you know.
And they all run down towards him, and Adric takes his time.
Yeah. Goes behind a tree and
Falls a
throws
bit,
up.
you know, breaks his leg, but his leg heals really quickly. Yeah.
Enspleenment.
Enspleenment.
Is it better or is it worse than?
It's so different, I can't compare. I think comparing
Yeah.
is pointless.
We've had to change it quite radically, haven't we?
Yes.
We've had to. They're very different eras.
Hmm.
They're really different eras.
Yeah.
And really different doctors.
Yeah.
It's a very late 80s script.
It really brought home to me how much Sylvester McCoy is the Seventh Doctor, actually.
Yeah.
There's no way Tom could or would have done it, or you'd write it like that for him. Apart from various Doctor bits with explaining the plot and so on. There's such different characterizations, especially season 18, Tom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I refuse to unspleen.
Okay, this is
I unsploff.
You're gonna unspleen.
Unspleen.
I'm unspleaning. That's better than unsploff, isn't it? Yeah, unspleen.
Unspleen. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we've got
unspleen.
ourselves. We're adding more and more companions to it. We've kind of got ourselves in a bit of a quandary.
Yeah.
We kind of
started in a quandary.
I think we rescued it at the end. I like the ending.
I like the ending. I think that worked really well. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like all right or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whether it's better or worse, I don't know. I couldn't. We'd have to actually make it and then see.
You unspleaning as well?
I'm unspleaning.
Right. It's on you, Paul.
Oh, let's just have a general unspleen.
A first time round. We have the first general unspleaning.
Unspleen.
Yeah. This is unspleen.
I mean, I think it has the potential to be good, but I think, as we've all said, you would have to change it so much it would basically be a different story.
Yeah.
I do think our version has much more of an emotional hit than Logopolis does.
I was going to say, I think it might actually be a better end story for Tom than
in that
Logopolis
way.
was.
Yeah. Are we grudgingly spleening then?
Yes. Semi-spleen.
That's more of an op spleen. That's an op spleen. That is. We've spleened that into the distance.
Yeah. New spleen. Well, I better get the generator up, haven't I?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get next. Okay. 9.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Eccleston.
Mr. Eccleston.
In story 271. I bet that's an Eccleston.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is. Capaldi.
Okay, it's the pyramid at the end of the world. So we've already done an Extremis for John Pertwee. So pyramid at the end of the world for Christopher Eccleston. So I mean that's the middle part of a trilogy. I don't know what's happening there. So fine.
In the revamp of Doctor Who, they chose to reference a Pertwee story really heavily and do part 2 of it. Excellent. Of course they did.
Good. Okay. Well, you've been listening to Time Ram if you're still there. I've been Barry Williams, and with me tonight have been Rupert Booth and Paul Ferry.
Hi.
The end. But the moment has been prepared for.
As ever, I need to thank Ben Jones for providing our music. You can find us on the social medias. I think possibly Rupert's still on X. I've got to be honest, I'm not really on X. I'm not looking at it. Paul's not on there.
But yeah.
Me and Paul can be found on Blue Sky. In fact, I think we're all on Blue Sky.
We're all on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I'm on there as @BazTimeRam.
Yes.
Paul is, what are you, Paul, on there, Paul?
Something. I don't know.
Paul's on there as something.
We're going to
I
have
don't
to
know.
sort these out.
Rupert's on there as Rupert Booth.
I'm Rupert Booth, yeah.
Yeah.
Use the hashtag TimeRam. I assume hashtags work on Blue Sky. You can find us on there.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah. Also, myself and Paul are on Tumblr, and hashtags definitely work on that. Paul You on Instagram, Paul? Paul's on
I
Threads.
am on Instagram.
Paul's all over the place.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Just check the internet. He's there.
Just search for my name. You'll either get me or the bloke from Maggie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whoever he is.
Whoever he is.
I get a French accountant. There's a French accountant called.
Yeah. Try and search for me on the internet. You got no chance. Forget it.
It's Brady Bunch all the way.
Brady Bunch all the way.
It really is Brady Bunch all the way. Yeah. Alas.
What else is there to say? We've got our own website, timeram.com, with extra information on there. I always enjoy the little information bits under each episode where Paul directs us to clips from YouTube. That's always good fun. We're also on Facebook. There's a Facebook group. And we've got our own Patreon sites where you can get extra content. There's reviews of recent episodes. There's Bond Ram. There's quite a few other things on there as well these days. Yeah, that's about that really. So, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time for Christopher Eccleston, starring in The Pyramid at the End of the World. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch. The epoch?
Did you fuck it up, Baz?
I don't.
Is E-pop like Ethiopian pop? Like K-pop or J-pop?
K-pop, yeah. I was thinking, yeah.
Be quite good, wouldn't it?
Etruscan pop.
Etruscan pop. They're well known for pop, those Etruscans.
Absolutely.
Sarah Sutton's playing Nissa. What are you on about?
Sarah Sutton did not play Nissa in the Hartnell story, Keeper of Dragon.
Nissa wasn't in
No, she's not in
Keeper of Dragon.
She's not in the Hartnell story, Keeper of Dragon.
Oh.
Jackie Lane's in the
Dodo.
Hartnell story, Keeper of Dragon, playing Dodo.
Okay, fine. Right. We have no idea going into this, did we? We have no idea. We were so innocent.
Direction point! Direction point!
A Doctor Who podcast network.